Alrighty. Picking up where I left off. I'm trying to explain what classes and objects are, and I was using the rubber stamp analogy of a house. You have a rubber stamp in the outline of a house, and inside the house you have all your little rooms. And the way I viewed all the little rooms inside the house are methods or functions. They do stuff. You know, you have your garage where you fix your car. You have your kitchen where you cook your food, your bedroom where you sleep. So each one of the rooms has a function, and then combined together you have the entire house. So a class is like a house. It has, it's the overall container that contains all these little functions and these properties. The functions actually something, they're methods. They call them methods in C#, the same as a function in other languages, and they do stuff. And so you can visualize each little room inside the house as a function or a method that does something, and then you have the properties of the class that are, with the color of the house, the color of the lawn, is green, or the color of the paint in a room is green, or the size of the room. You can kind of view those as properties, all contained within the house, within this class. And this, like I said, this class is like a big rubber stamp, and so you can put it in your ink pad and you can slam it down on a piece of paper, and you basically, when you do that, you create an object of that class. So you've made a copy of that class, something you can use, something you can access, and you can use that rubber stamp over and over again, and you can make pound it on the paper and keep making copies of that house, and each one will be exactly the same. Once you have a class, everything inside is exactly the same when you make another copy of it or make an object of it. And so once you have a class, and these classes are portable, they're modular. You can take other people's classes from their programs, from their DLL files. They're accessible, they're inside there, they're already made. All the functions inside the house of these classes are all there, ready to be used by you. Someone else wrote them, but you can access them and you can use them. And that's the power of object-oriented programming. You can make multiple copies. You can use other people's classes, and it saves you a ton of work. And you can work them in, and you can create your own classes and then share those as well. Basically, that's what a class is, and I'll show you how to create a class and how to access a class in our program here. Okay, so to start using classes, because it's referencing a simulator project, I'm going to use a DLL file, the dynamically linked library that has classes already in it, and we're going to use those, some of the one or two of those classes in our program here. But first we have to get the DLL file, and because it's like a simulator kind of biased video, those that aren't familiar with this site, you can go to viperpits.org, and when you go there, then you can go to the members, because one of the members has written a lot of these, has written a DLL file, has a lot of really useful classes for Falcon 4. But like I said, for beginners, you can use this as an example. When you get a DLL file, accessing it and adding a reference. So you can use this for any DLL file in your project. But because I'm using this DLL file, I'm showing you how to find it. So you go to viperpits.org, and under go to the members listing, and we're looking for a guy's handle is lightning. So I'll just click on the L and try to find lightning, and there he is there. Okay, you can click on that, and then you see here it says lightning's tools. Click on that, and then here you have programming tools and source code. Click on that, and then we want his Falcon 4 shared memory reader for .NET. And click on the version, and here you've got the file here. It's a zip file, so you can download it. And I've already downloaded it and unzipped it. So you'll download it and you unzip it, put it in some folder where you know where to find it, and then see if I can get out of here. Get back to my program. Okay, so you've got the DLL file downloaded somewhere, and you know where to find it. So go to your Solution Explorer here. Just highlight that, and you get the little box pop out, and you got references. Click on that, and then right-click on it, and then it'll pop up and with an add reference, and you get this pop-up box. And you click on Browse, and then go find wherever that DLL file, F4 shared mem DLL file, wherever you stored that, and then you're going to click on that, and it'll open it, and it will add a reference. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. But when you click on the file, it'll add a reference, and then you'll see when you come over here to References, click on the open up the little triangle here, and actually, I don't think I've actually, when I restarted this program, I don't think I added a reference to it, because it's not showing up. So let me do it. Double click on it, and there you'll see F4 shared memory. So when it shows up in there, that means that you have a reference to that DLL file, and now you can start using it in your program. You can start using all the little methods, little functions that Lightning wrote inside his class. Basically, that little house has all the little rooms in it and all the little functions that will do stuff for you. And so your program now has access to that. And then to further get access, we have to create basically an object. So before I get to that, you need to add a using statement specific to that DLL. So we'll type up here using, and then F4, and then you've got autocomplete, which is one of the biggest tools that you can that's available for you in the Express ID, especially as a beginner, because it'll show you that you're on the right track when you see these popping up. And you can just double click on that, shared mem, and don't forget to add your semicolon at the end. Alright, and so now we've got our DLL file referenced, so we can access it, and basically we've added a using statement here, and that just helps us a little bit typing. We don't have to keep typing out complete class names and stuff like that. So what we're going to do start is start programming our little button, our little chaff cup count button here. We're going to start programming to make it do something. So like I said, you put your programming inside your chaff button area in between the parentheses here, and any programming that we're going to put in here is going to be executed when we click on the start button. So the first thing I'm going to do is, because we have the shared memory class available to us, we're going to create an object of it. So we're going to take that rubber stamp, and we're going to stamp, you put it in the ink pad, and we're going to stamp it on a piece of paper, and it's going to make our little house with all its little rooms, all its little functions available to our program to use. So to create that object, you start typing in first the actual class name, which is usually starts with a capital in C# programming. In this case, it's reader. It's the reader class, and then once again, autocomplete tells you you're on the right path. If that shows up, you know you've got that class available to you. If you start typing in, you know that the name of the class is reader. It's a reader class, and you type it in and it doesn't show up. That's usually a sign. Me as a beginner, I use all the time. If it's not showing up, that's a sign that I've screwed up somewhere, and obviously I haven't added a reference to the DLL or some other kind of program problem. Something that I haven't done, so that reader's not showing up. But if it does, you're kind of on the right track. And when it shows up, you can just double click on it, and you don't have to do the typing. Alright, so like I said, we're creating an object where this is going to actually do the first stamp of that class on our little piece of paper here. So we got reader, and then we have to assign that class an object or a variable name that we can make up ourselves, our own, and I'm going to call it my reader. You can call it whatever you want, as long as you don't call it in C#. You can't use let me pick this up. I'm running out of time here, but basically you can't use other class names as your variable, and I'll pick this up in the next part. So yeah.